What's up guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be learning about conditions such as if, Elseif and else statements. Also we're going to be learning about for loops and while loops. So I hope that you're going to be enjoying this video. So let's just get right into it. So I made a new project called C++ course part number 2. You should do that also on the Replit. And now we will want to we'll want to include this library, include IOStream. We want to include that library, that IOStream library. And by the way, before we get too much into it, if you haven't seen the other videos and you're a beginner, complete beginner in C++, I recommend you to watch the other videos because I'm not going to be repeating anything that we have covered in last episode. Yes, because this is going to be part number 2. So I'm not going to be explaining anything that we learned already before. You'll just have to go on my channel and look for it. Okay, so let's just make our main here. Okay, let's just make a simple setup. I'll be back when I made a simple setup. Okay. Oh, wrong button. I made a screenshot by mistake. Okay, int Okay, let me see. Yeah, I think that's going to be all of the variables that we'll need to test and to explain every single statement and every single condition. So let's first look at the if statement. So the way we do it is that we'll want to write first if, okay? And then we'll want to put the parentheses. And then we'll say, for example, G. Oh, sorry, not G. Let's say A equals to J. Now let's just put curly brackets, because when you have a statement or a condition, you always put a curly bracket to say when that is true, you're going to write it's going to do something. So let's just say here std : cout. These like streams, and let's say what should we say? We should say A is equal to J. Now let's just make a stream. Now let's just make a stream std and boop. Oh, sorry. Yes. So, okay, now that we did that, let's quickly check what is going to happen. It is going to print out A is equal to J. And let's quickly just pop out our paint, like this I can explain. What does that mean? So, we wrote this. So we wrote if this Okay, so first of all, let's just know that whatever we put in these parentheses is what we are trying to calculate and process in our computer. Okay, just know that is very important. And second thing, when we said, so we already said that A was 74, I think. Was that the number? No, 70. So we said that A is equal to 70 and also J is equal to 70. Okay. So first of all, let's I think that this is pretty understandable to what we're saying here. So saying that A is equal to J. I think that's understandable. But the only thing that is not very understandable over here is that the double equal signs. Why do we put double and not only one? Because when you try to put an equal inside a condition, you always put a double equal sign. Except for the for loop, you put one equal, and I'm pretty sure that you put one equal sign, and I think that sometimes if you want to say like this is equal to that, then you have to put double equals. So so all of them always have a double equal sign when you want to try to say equal to something. Okay, and I think it's pretty straightforward saying what is this. Okay, this has a value. And by the way, we could just write 70 here, 70 here, would still work, etc. Okay. So now that we know that we can do that, we can also do the same thing, like we can do this. We can also do this, like greater, less, A is greater than J, J, A is less than J. And we can also say A is greater or equal to J. This means that if A is greater than J, or if it's equal to J, then it will be satisfied. And what does satisfied mean? It means like when it's like true, when it's like it's like, for example, this is just a verbal example. It's not like a coding example. It's just like a verbal example. Like, for example, I am here. Okay. And after I sell something like a phone. And after I sell it for like, I don't know, $1 million. $1 million. Okay. Then after, the other customer is not going to be satisfied with this, because it is not very fair. He's not going to be very happy with it. He's not going to be satisfied. But in coding, it's different. When you say satisfied, you mean that it is, if it's true. Let me just write true quickly. True. Or, here's a twist, or false. Okay, false. So this means that it's unsatisfied. So right now, so when it's false, it's unsatisfied. When it's true, it's satisfied. So first of all, let's see what is written here. So we said, if A is greater or equal to J, it will print out A is equal to J. Will it print it out? It will. And by the way, this is equivalent. Before we go to the equivalency, to the equivalent part, let's just see that this is the exact same thing, except that we said if A is less than J or equal to J, it will print out this, and it will still print it out because it is equal to J. So yeah. So by the way, what if we wrote over here? What if I just wrote? It's equivalent to if we had done this. Let me see. This is equivalent if we have done this. Okay, so what I'm saying, we're saying that if A is less than J, or if A is equal to J, it will print out A is equal to J. So it's equivalent to if we had put one equal over here and just remove all of that. That is just like a small plus that the people who made C++, they just want to give us like a small hand. It's like a little bit easier. But more importantly, what did we just say over here? These two signs. So if I translate this in Python, we would be writing or instead of those two those vertical. Let me see. Let me see. I'm getting always confused from vertical and horizontal. Okay, vertical. So this is so these two vertical lines. So yeah, instead of that in Python you would say or, and in Python you wouldn't even put these parentheses. But this is C++. It is a much older language, and this is what we use in C++. Sorry, not in C. Please. Okay. So what if we put before we go to the or, let's just see and. How does it work? So it's two ampersands. By the way, in Python you would say and, like you would write and, A-N-D, instead of this. But in C++ you have to write this. So let's just say, I don't know, like 5 is less than 2. So what are we saying over here? So is it going to print out? No, because without even looking at this, you can directly look at this and you can see, is this correct? Is it satisfied? Is this going to be satisfied? Is the if going to be satisfied? No, it's not, because this is not true. And when you say and, it means that all of the conditions, all of the operations that you're trying to make, all of the calculation, all of the processing that you're trying to make, it has to be satisfied. It has to be true, or else it won't work. As you can see, 1 second. Okay. Excuse me. I think my computer is having some trouble. Let's just reload. Yeah, okay. So why is it what? Okay, so let's just run. Is it going to print out something? No, it isn't. But why? Because as I said, all of the operations, all of the calculations, all of the processing has to be true and satisfied, or else it will not work. And or it's different. It's saying that if there's at least one that is correct in this operation, in this big if operation, it will print out whatever it will do whatever you just said in these curly brackets from for the if. Whatever you just let's just use this format main code too. Very useful sometimes. So or is that it's looking at all of the calculations and processing, and if there's one that is true, only one, if one is satisfied, it is going to write stuff. It's going to write stuff that you put in the curly brackets for the if. Okay, but the and, it means that everything has to be true. Okay. So, by the way, you can put multiple ors, multiple ands, etc. I'm not going to get into that. And you don't have to put variables. You can also put numbers, etc. So, now we'll learn about else if statements. Else if. So else if is like a support of if. You always have the same signs. You always have the less than equal, greater than equal, double equal signs, less, greater. You always have those signs. You have or, you have and. You can do the same thing with variables. You can also do with numbers. It's the same thing. You can put the same thing in the parentheses. Everything's the same, except else if has little difference, functionality difference. It's like it's supporting if. It's not like a separated thing. It's like supporting if you know what I mean. Okay. So let's just make let's make a condition. Let's say else if 80 is greater than 76, then let's put these curly brackets. Let's say Oh. Let's just say this. I don't know, like true. Okay. Boo. Okay, great. So, let's imagine that. So, is it going to print out true? Let's see. No. And why? Because if this if is satisfied, it is true. All of these values are true. We put the or, it's true, okay? So it did not print out the Elseif. But I think I clicked the wrong button. Okay, but if we swap this to and, of course it will be wrong because both of them are not true. Because 5 is not less than 2. Actually, 2 is actually less than 5. But okay, so now this is going to be unsatisfied, false. So if we run, it's going to put out true. Yes, because Elseif always checks the highest ranked if. If you don't know what that means, I'm going to quickly explain after we find this, like after we understand the Elseif. Just think about what I'm saying. So Elseif, it's always checking out if, checking the highest rank if, and it's saying that if this is false, if it's unsatisfied, do whatever the Elseif said. But if it is satisfied, then don't print whatever the Elseif said to do. Okay, so what did I mean by higher rank? Let's say, for example, let me see. So let's first of all make this true. Okay. Now let's try to make another if statement. Let's say inside the if statement. So we want to put the if statement inside the curly brackets. So let's say if 6 is less than 2. Oh, I'm sorry. Wrong thing. Actually, no, it's correct. Okay, this is actually what I wanted to show. Okay, and by the way, the reason why we do less or equal than, it means because if we said A is less than J, that means that if A is equal to 70, it will not work. But if we said less than or equal, that means that if it was equal to 70, it will work. Okay. So, same thing with greater, okay? Just if we said, for example, greater, then it means that it has to be like at least 71. But after, if we got 70, then you have to put a greater equal. So, yeah. Okay, so what do we want to say now? Okay, so I want to say that now let's just make this thing unsatisfied. And now let's just say std cout. Okay, great. Now, it's going to print out true. No, it is not. Okay, and why? Because I did say that Elseif is always going to run if the latest if before is not satisfied. But what I meant by highest rank, it's that, as you can see, the if is it's not inside any other if, right? So if it's not inside any other if there's one if that is not in any other if, then you call that the head. That's what I like to call the head. The head, the boss, the director, the highest rank of the ifs. So it's only going to work, this Elseif, with the highest rank of if. Okay? I hope you understand. So it's that it's only going to work with the if that is not inside another if. But what if we just said, no pun intended, but what if we just said, okay, we would like to, let's just remove this if. It's not useful. Okay. No. So this is just a test. I know it's not possible, but you can't put an if. You can't put an else if inside an if, and you can't put an if inside an else if. That's just how it works. And you can't put an else if inside an else if, but you can put an if inside an if, and you can put an else inside an if, but you can't put an if inside an else. Okay, so just try to remind yourself of what I just said, because now we will explain what else is. So, yeah. So, and by the way, if we put an if inside an if, that means that if the first if, the head if, is satisfied, it's going to move to another if, and if that one is satisfied and you have another if inside, it's going to go. And if that one's satisfied, another one's going to and you have another one, then it's going to run that one. If it is satisfied again and you have another if, it's going to be satisfied until, I don't know. I mean, depends how many you made. Okay. What I just said is not important. It's just like just explain. If you know what I mean, then yeah. The beginning was the most important part. That's it. So let's just say else. So unlike the if, else if, you don't put. Sorry, computer. You don't put any conditions. You can't. Look, you're not allowed. Oh, sorry, you're not allowed. You can't put a condition inside the else, because the else if is a result, but a else is a final result. So you'll know what I mean by that. And like the else if, the else is always functioning on the head. On the head. I mean, it depends. If the else is inside a if, then it's going to work with the if it is it's going to work with, like, actually, why don't we test that? Because I'm not sure, but we'll test it out. So forget about what I just said. Just let's see first of all how the else works. Sorry. Some miswriting. Okay, great. So, it's not going to print it. It is going to print it. Is it? No, it's not. So, why? Why is it not going to print out? So, the else works very similar as the else if. So it always checks. So it always checks the latest if behind it. Not always the head, but I mean it depends. Okay, because if the else is inside another if that is inside an if, then it will check the if where it is inside. But if it is outside a if and it's not contained by any other if, it will always check the head. So let's just quickly make a change to this code. Okay, so now let's see if it's gonna work. Yes, it did. And why? Because this is not satisfied. It does not work. It is not true. That's what I like to say. It is not true. It's a lie. It is not true. So now let's try to test this with the else inside the if. Boop. Oh, wrong button. I don't know why, but it didn't want to work. Fine, okay, wrong button. Okay, Oh, shift no, control X. Okay, now let's put an else inside it if it doesn't work. Okay, so I don't think I've tested this before, but what I was telling you before is just what I was assuming with the else when you put it inside it if, but actually you can't put else inside if. I did not know that, but now I knew it. Now I know it. Okay, so let's recap. So I hope that you haven't skipped the video, because remember, always watch my videos from up to the end, because maybe at the end I try to experiment and my thought was wrong, because sometimes I don't experiment a few things that I say, so it's always important to experiment. So always watch the end of my videos to see if it's true what I'm saying or if it's not, because there's something where I'm not sure. I'll always say that I'm not sure, okay? Yeah. So now you know that we can't put an else inside if, you can't put an if inside Elseif, you can't put an Elseif inside an if, and you can't, but you can put an if inside an if. You can. And you can also make them separated, the if, so yeah. What did I want to say? Yeah, so now let's learn about something interesting. While and for loops. Okay, so first of all, let's check out what is a while loop. You might already know. So while you spell it W-H-I-L-E, and just to give you the idea of what's a while loop, we don't write while loop in I think Python you write while and not while loop. Yeah, but in C++, I'm certain that I know that in C++ you don't put what should I say? You don't put any you don't write while loop, you write while for short. So W-H-I-L-E. So now let's see, how does a while loop work? So it's basically just like a infinity, it's just like infinite. So infinite. Okay, so it's infinite. It's pretty much just like a loop in a race. Meow. It's always looping. Okay? So I hope they understand that. And you can also queue conditions to it. Yeah. Okay, so you can also queue conditions to it. Now let's just try to yeah. Now let's just try to so by the way, before we try to do something, just for you to know, by the way, I'm certain I know that you can put actually I'm not sure, can we put a while inside it if? That's actually something that I don't know. I've never experimented. Okay, wait, can we say while false? I've never tried. While false? Ooh. I didn't know that you can say while false, because I never made a while false. Okay, will it work? Will it work though? Will it work? Oh, sorry. Will it work? Will it work? X. If my thing crashes, don't worry. Whew, okay, this is a false, luckily. So I just want to test. Okay, so you can put a while loop inside if. So just 1 second. Okay, stop. Okay, so what it does right now is that you always have to put a condition. You don't always have to put a condition. 1 second. Just for now, I will move this thingy. Okay, So you always have to put a condition side, except if you put a true. I mean, that still does count as a condition, except you don't have to say like, if that is that, okay, that is greater than that, etc. That variable is greater than that, etc., etc., etc. But you can just say while true. That means that it's going to repeat forever. It's never going to stop until infinity. It's not really until infinity. It's actually until your computer breaks. Because how is it going to run if your computer breaks? Like, you know what I mean? So it's not really what people tell you is not really true, because it's not going to run until infinity. At one point it's going to break. At one point the sun is going to explode like in 4 billion years. So it is not infinite. I mean, it's only going to be running until, of course, the sun is going to explode in 4 billion years, but we're not going to be living until then. So, yeah, it is infinite, but not like exactly infinite. I mean, it's only going to stop when like the sun explodes, because often nothing is going to exist. And after hydrogen is going to go in another place in the space. And actually, in the future, I will also be making a video about hydrogen, carbon, all of that. I think. I'm not sure, but I think I will. So, okay. So now let's get back to the while true stuff. So, like if statements, else if statements, you always put a condition side. And you can always put the or, and, double equal signs. All of that stuff. Just know that you can also say while true. That means it's going to repeat until infinity. And again, that's just like it is, but except it is only going to do that if the world doesn't explode in 4 billion years. So yeah, it is going to repeat until infinity, but it's not really infinity, because at one point the world is going to explode into being so cold that it's going to explode. So yeah. Okay, fine. It's not going. Actually, the Earth is not going to explode. I don't think so. But the sun is definitely going to explode. Okay, so now we can put a condition here. We can say, okay, while G is greater than J, let's do this, but it's not satisfied, so it's not going to print it out. And again, you can also put numbers in there, etc. But there's only one thing that I would like to cover, because because we all know how to with this, like if we already learned with the Elseif and if, all of these thingies, all of that, all of these small tweaks, everything. So let's just learn about this new true. Is that while true means that it's always going to repeat again until the sun explodes. Yeah, so it's always going to repeat. So now that we learned that, I mean, I don't think I have to recapitulate all of that. And you can also put if statement inside while, else. I think you can put. Wait, can you put else? Can you? Can you? Ooh, we learned something new. You cannot put an else statement inside a while, but can you put else if? Ooh, this is interesting, because okay, so you can my foot. Okay, so you cannot put an else if or an else statement inside a while loop, but I know so you can put an if, right? Can you? Yes, I know we can. Can we? just to be certain. Can never be too certain. You can never be too certain. Okay, so let's just say 90s. You're going to work. Yes, so you can put an if inside a while loop, but you can't put an else if inside a while loop, and you can't put an else inside a while loop. Know that. So, okay, now that we know that, let's learn about the final topic. Finally we've come to this point. For loops. Da, 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 da. Okay, so here we have to go to the drawing board for this concept. Okay, so now let's see what it is. So, what's the difference? That's press number 1. This is number 2. I don't. Fine. This one is thinner. Fine, I'll use this one. Okay. So let's just see. So. Okay. So for the for loops, we write for parentheses this da 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 da. Okay. Except here's a little bit different. So in here we're going to be. I'll just quickly write over here because we don't have a lot of space. We will write I equals 0. By the way, you can't say int I. Actually, I think we have to write this like it'll be a little bit easier. Okay, I think it's going to be a little bit easier if we write it actually. So let's just quickly, before we move there, let's just quickly do this. And let's hope my computer does not. Oh no. It's better if this happens. Wait. Who wants the end line? So much better like this because you have so much more space. Don't look. This actually looks like a rope, in some way. Get out of here. Shh. Wait, do I dare? Whoo, did not copy. I'm sure it got it right. Okay, so this is tool that I don't even know what it is. Okay, so you also have like just something to know, like in Replit you also have like this history thing you can check. Okay, what did you do before? Yeah. Okay. Okay. Let's not look at that. Okay, so let's just look at this. So, okay, so now let's just remove this directly because after it's going to crash maybe. And now let's make a for loop. Let's say for. Let's just make a variable called I. Int I. You don't have to call it int. I mean, you don't have to use attribute int to I. But it's just an example, so yeah, we'll say that. So now let's write int I. Okay, let's do this. This is by the way experiment. What if I just said like a few seconds ago? I'm not sure, but it's just experiment. So let's say I is less equal than 10. So by the way, over here in I, you can say equal 9, for example. But if we said over here we wanted to put a equal to 10, we would need to put double equal sign, and that is what we will want to say. Okay. So now let's put a semicolon. And by the way, if you didn't know, when you put a semicolon, it means that you're ending a line, you're ending a command, you're ending something that you're trying to say. Okay, so now let's write one more line. Let's say, not line, let's write one more thing. Okay, I++, okay, let's see this, boom. Finally. So let's just quickly see if this works. Okay, So it doesn't work. Okay, so the reason why it doesn't work is because, look, we sent int I. We just made a variable called I. But we didn't say if I was equal to 0, all of that. I mean, if you did it in Python, always have to assign a value. But in C++, you don't always have to assign a value, but you have to say it is equal to something if you want, like, because right now it doesn't know what to do, because it's just equal to junk, to like latest junk memory that you had in your computer. That's what it's equal right now. So it's not going to print out anything, because I can be equal to, I don't know, like a billion, because that's going to be like the code, that's going to be like the number, like a billion, 2,000 million, 700,087. Okay? So that is going to be the junk, the latest junk in your computer. And to be short, what I mean like junk is just like latest memory stuff like that. So yeah. Now let's just so now let's say 0. Now it should print 10 times. Ooh, why didn't it print? Okay. Oh, because we said that if I, for I, so just I'm talking English right now. If I is equal to 10, it will each time print out huge fruit, but each time it's adding I plus 1 plus 1 plus 1. Okay, so that means that it's not going to do anything, because yeah, it's not equal to 10 automatically, so it's not going to do anything. But I would like to try something out. Before we continue, I would like to try something out. Okay, great. This was just like a test. Okay, so yeah. So now I learned something new. Like all of you guys. Is that it's going to do I plus plus at the end of the condition. So that's why I didn't want to work, because I put 1 and after it I is equal to 0. So we said if I is equal to 10, that means if it's equal to 10, equal 1, sorry, it's going to print out that. And I thought that it would do automatically because we put I plus plus. I thought it would already say I plus plus at the beginning, but now I learned something new, is that it's always going to be putting like in a for loop I plus plus at the end of the calculation. That means that we couldn't do the calculation, the operation, because I was never equal to 1. So yeah. So let's just say so this is going to work. Okay. So you can see it should be print. Wait, let's just quickly remove this. By the way, guys, I recommend you not doing this, but I don't think that there's another way of doing it with a /t. So let's just try /t. Okay, so it's going to make like a tab each time. Tab. So how many tabs do we have this? Wait a second. Wait. Let's put back this thing. Run. Okay, great. So how many times did it put 3, 6? Wait, 3, 9, 11. 11 times. No, wait, 11 or 10? It should be printing 10 times. Oh, for some reason it's printing out 11, right? Let's count one by one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Ha ha. And why? Why is it printing out that? Let's see. Let me see. Wait, I think I got it maybe. Wait, let me see. No, wait, well, okay. 1, plus 1. 1 plus 1. Oh, I think I get it. Remember that theory when I said I plus plus? I think that because it at the end we said I plus plus when we put the 11th one. So after, I think it maybe caused an issue. I'm not certain, but I think that might be the issue. Not sure, but yeah. I think if we want to fix this error, we want to put 1. This should maybe work. Okay, let's see. 3, 3. Look at the 6, 3, 9, 10. Okay, great. So I think my theory is right. I'm not sure if that was the error, but now we fixed it. That's great. Yeah. Because you see, because it's going to print out this, and after it's going to add plus 1. So it's always going to have 1 delay. Okay, now I learned that with you guys. So okay, so first of all, we stopped commanding chime. But except at the end here, we don't do that because it's the end. It's like if we changed these semicolons into a comma. At the end, we won't, like when you write a sentence, you said like, I bred 7 cats, comma, 9 dogs, comma, 7 sheep. Are you going to put another comma? No, because it's the end. So it's the same thing if these semicolons were commas. It is the end, so you don't put another semicolon here. Okay, so let's just recapitulate quickly. So this part is in this part we'll, in for loops, we always say we're making a variable. After we're giving a condition that is assigned with the variable, and we're saying right now if I is less or equal to 10, it's going to print out this. And at the end, we're always saying something to do while that is true. Okay, so now we said I plus plus, and also I don't. So that is the way that you do it. And yeah, okay. So I think that is it. So yeah, I think I'll tell you guys bye. I hope you have a good day. I hope that you have enjoyed this video. And yeah, so I'll see you soon. Have a good day and see you soon.